Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm trying to finish my coffee here. Welcome in. Today we are going to be doing testing new makeup. Got a couple of new blushes that I'm pretty excited about. What I typically do when I jumble all of these new makeup releases into one video is I link the timestamps in the description box for you guys in case you want to jump ahead. But I always tell you briefly what we've got on today's agenda, so let's do that. I picked up a good number of stuff. There's definitely things here that I'm personally excited about, not just to test in a video, but definitely things I think I'll get personal use out of. So I do want to try this new palette from oden'seye. It's the Mighty Monster palette, the one from Annette's Makeup Corner. Of the three that launched, this one just appealed to me the most. So we're gonna put this on the eyes today. Yeah, and then I picked up one of the Shine lip glosses from the same set, so we'll wear that as well. LYS dropped some blushes. I picked up 2 shades. I basically said I was gonna get 2. I might have even said I was gonna get all of them, but I did end up picking up 2 shades and I'm pretty excited about it. So a mauve shade, which is this one right here, which looks really pink, and then a plum shade. So yay, I'm excited about that. And then I have an under eye corrector from Caliray. This feels so darn heavy. I have one of the new blushes from Ciele, which I thought I got the other shade. I thought I picked up June, and then I didn't. I picked up January. So there were 2 new shades that was an extension to the line. Then I picked up one of the signature matte lips from Merit. I thought I was gonna pick up more. I didn't. I picked up Mason. And then there was the cream blush that launched from Basma. This one also feels very heavy. So there's gonna be some taking off, putting on situation. And then very finally is the Lash Sculpt from Refy. I'm definitely interested in this. I can't wait to see what this whole thing looks like. Haven't even opened this at all. So anyway, that's what's on today's agenda. Again, if you guys are interested in jumping ahead to a particular product, I will leave the timestamps in the description box. Let's go. All right, I know exactly how we're gonna do this. I wanna put on the Shine lip gloss from oden'seye first to leave it on because we have the matte lipstick from Merit. So each one of these palettes came with a lip collection of 3 different lippies that retailed for $13.90 a piece. Mine is in the shade Mythic Rose, which I think is kind of a sort of warm-toned orangey shade. I'm trying to do something different with a little mirror here and I'm kind of all over the place with it. Yeah, it's kind of a warm-toned beigey orange. Is that the right way to describe it? I don't know. It's soft and plush without being sticky. It is definitely a non-sticky formula. It's really pretty. I like it. I like the shade too. It's kind of different than any other gloss shade that I have in my collection. So I don't feel bad that I'm collecting a ton more glosses because this is kind of a cool color. Not something I have in this formula, even though I have hundreds. I think this is slightly different. I'm going with that. That's what I'm going with. I enjoy it. That's a nice formula. Let's go into this palette next. So I did mention to you guys that these 3 palettes were from 3 different collaborators here on YouTube, and it was called the Legendary Diversa series. I just felt like this color story matched my personal preference a little bit more. So I think I'm gonna probably do a pretty standard look, nothing with the blue purple, but I wanna swatch some of these because oden'seye has some on again, off again formulas for me sometimes. Sometimes they have extra toppers that I'm just not really into. But every one of these looks like a nice foiled shadow, not a topper. Hopefully I can see the camera's struggling to focus. That one's really thick. A ton left over. That one kind of stuck in a place. You see how it kind of got thick? I don't know what's up with that shade. That one's kind of chunky, so that one might take an adhesive. I don't know. Now I just want to swatch all of the shades. That one's a nice little shifty one. Hopefully the lights aren't washing it out. But then this blue one looks to die for also. Ooh, that one's pretty too. Not as intense as I thought it was going to be though. The one with the most pigment's really this orange one right here. Interesting. They swatch very differently than I was anticipating. Okay, let's go into it. Let's start this. I'm gonna take this guy as a base. Wow, that looks yellow back on camera. This looks full orange, a neon orange in person. Holy smokes, that looks yellow in my viewfinder. Okay, interesting. Okay, this is a transition shade. I'm gonna take a little bit of the orange and a little bit of the red in the outer corner. That's what we're going with. My husband is downstairs on a Zoom meeting And he's like, he was so mad as he, oh gosh, I'm so blind. Oh, honestly, I need the mirror so close to me to do my eyeshadow lately. I think I need to invest in some contacts is what needs to happen here, because I can't even see what's going on down there. The mirror's way too far away. Back to the husband on Zoom. He was like cussing and yelling, like, this guy. He was really upset that he was gonna have to jump on this call. And I was like, oh gosh, he literally sits directly below me. So anytime like I'm filming and he talks so loudly that you can basically hear everything. So I think there are maybe parts I might speed through. Or I'm going into this neon orange shade. I'm totally interested to see what this does. I have to bring this mirror closer. You guys, I am so extremely blind. I have only worn my glasses a couple of times on camera, but I'm essentially blind without them. I'm not really, it's just my eyesight's pretty bad. Man, I went in really light-handed and picked some really neutral shades, which is cool for me, but they blended perfectly, I guess is my point, which I'm not surprised about because they're very neutral. Now let's go into Ragnarok, which is this red shade, and see how this little guy does. Oh, I kind of like it. It's more muted than I thought it was gonna be. More desaturated shade, kind of overall. Oh, I do like this. Oh, this was all like genuine butter. Every one of those shades was fabulous. And sometimes reds are tricky too. This red is freaking gorgeous. It doesn't come out as red, like as you can see, like once it gets to my skin, as maybe it looks in the pan, it looks a little bit more pink when it gets to my eyes, but it's still absolutely stunning. I feel like I took too much off, and I did. I guess what I just really like about it is that it like blends itself. I didn't need to come in with a different brush after I applied it to really diffuse it out. It did it on its own. Anyway, let's get this shimmer on so maybe I don't look so crazy. I am gonna go into Midgard Gleam, I'm saying that wrong. The orangey one, because I just feel like it has a little something extra, and I'll tie that orange in. Oh, this shimmer, I mean, not having played with the other ones, but swatching them, this shimmer definitely feels like it's gonna be my favorite. And I do love an orange shimmer. Oh, I intensely have an affection for orange, shiny orange shimmers. I do. There's a little bit of fallout, but like really minimal. Definitely a decent amount of glitter. That's why I like to do my eyes first. The shades that I used were spectacular. So for me, I already feel like it's gonna be one of the better oden'seye formulas, where sometimes I do feel like it's a hit or miss. Not necessarily with the mattes, I usually have a decent time with the mattes, but sometimes with the shimmers, I do feel like it's a bit of a hit or miss. I feel like I need about 6 more cups of coffee. All right, I am ready to go into this brightening under eye corrector from Caliray. This is a hefty little glass jar. The whole bottom is glass. This comes in 6 different shades. I liking the pink for fair with like cool undertones, kind of color corrector. That's why I picked this shade up. These do retail for $28 a piece, which I think is quite expensive, but I mean, this is full on glass. So, and it's thick, like it's definitely a thick glass. This is supposed to be a clean, long-lasting, lightweight, serum-like color corrector that quickly brightens and hydrates the under eyes to conceal dark circles without caking or creasing. Okay, that's good. It's light coverage, it's a radiant finish. I'm gonna go on the left under eye first, and I'm going to just bounce it in with a sponge, I think. I wanna see what it does, just all on its own. I'm thinking I'm not even gonna lay concealer on top of it today because I really wanna see if it works. I was really interested in this despite its price because I like a lot of Caliray products. And aside from their plumping gloss, I've literally tried everything from the line. Okay, this is fully a brightening product. Like, it looks very, very bright, and I think it did a decent job concealing the darkness under my under eyes. It's so lightweight, you guys. This is the lightest weight corrector I've ever tried. Ever. So I have high hopes. It's like very, very serum-like. Again, high hopes for this. So I will be throwing in a shot from my phone showing you guys what this looks like probably after about 4 to 5 hours. Really, really like it. Very, very lightweight. Doesn't even feel like anything is there, but you can definitely see it brightening. So this might be a product that I end up really enjoying. So far it feels like it, but it definitely is one of the pricier color correctors that I think I've tried. Not sure how much the Becca X Smashbox is retailing for, but I had to declutter that some time ago because I had it for so long. So now most of the ones that I have, like color correcting wise, is drugstore. I like the packaging. I just like the aesthetic of this, but it needs to perform. The majority of what's next, you guys, is these blushes. I want to see what it looks like on top of foundation, so I just grabbed one of my super lightweight ones. This is the old formulation. I even want to say they've reformulated this like recently. Like this is now on Ulta's website listed as new, but this is the Instant Age Rewind Treatment. What do they call this? Eraser Treatment Makeup. And when I want something super light, it's like I'll reach for this. This like basically just kind of evens out my skin tone and gives me a little bit of SPF, but not much. And that's pretty much all I want to do. Let's go into this Basma one first. She released this with 7 different shades. I have mine in the shade Mauve, which is cool toned. It's a cool toned mauve, which is nice. These do retail for $28 a piece. It's supposed to be a buttery, soft, buildable cream blush. And it's a lip tint that melts into the skin for a naturally radiant finish. It's supposed to be long-wearing, non-sticky formula that's ultra hydrating, courtesy of nourishing ingredients like avocado oil and aloe vera extract. I did like the worst swatch ever. It's kind of a buildable looking balm. Is kind of what it feels like. It feels balm-like. It is not sticky. It's buildable. It's not picking anything up. I think it adds dimension without looking super flat on the cheeks. I am not the biggest critique of blush. I like so many formulas. I find a lot of them very easy. So sometimes it kind of just comes down to shade and packaging. I think that has a lot to do with how I feel about a product. I like this packaging. It's different than anything else I have. I like this color too. It's just really fun. I don't know if they're all in this color, like this kind of hot pink color, and then the shade is just different inside. That would make it a little bit hard to tell. Packaging is pretty cool. It feels pretty sturdy. And I like the way that it looks. It's non-sticky, but it's a radiant finish. What I think this is probably good for is, like, if you're somebody who really enjoys a more sheer blush or like a makeup no makeup look, that this doesn't have to be super intense, but it gives you a nice bit of radiance. So I think that's what this is good for. All right, let's move on into this one from Ciele. So I mentioned, you guys, this is a shade extension. They came out with 2 additional colors, which were June, a warm burgundy, and then this one, January, which was a cool pink. These retail for $34. They are supposed to be a natural finish, fragrance-free, cruelty-free, with an SPF of 50 plus. It's supposed to be good against UVB, UVA, and blue light. Moisturizes, heals, and soothes the skin. Calms, visibly brightens, and reduces the look of redness. This swatch is pretty opaque. I like that. It's a mineral SPF. If you're into a mineral SPF, this is nice. Let's kind of see what it looks like. Wow. I mean, it's pretty intensely opaque, isn't it? So 1 dot will probably do us. Probably won't keep this color, but this is definitely kind of a more unique color in my collection. And it's not something that I typically use. So maybe that is why I picked up January. It says to like dot it in the middle of the cheek, and you can even blend it out with your finger. But I don't like blending blush with my finger. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to take a pretty fluffy brush. You can shear that out beautifully. If you're somebody who doesn't like intense blush, that's really nice. This product would last you forever because that was one of the smallest dots. Wow, that's really nice. Just like the most minimal flush, but we're building. We've got to see if it'll build. I already love this. I don't doubt that these 3 brands will do a good job in formulation. So, I mean, I think this is just kind of about shade on me and finish. And like what that's gonna end up really looking like. That's just, oof, that is so pretty. I read some of the comments on Sephora and they did say like, I loved this so much that I went back and picked up 2 more shades. I could see myself doing that if I didn't have such a large collection, because that's really, really pretty. It's kind of like the Say Dewy Liquid Blushes, that it's not like super intense right away like some doe foot applicators. This one's more dewy and natural and buildable, so you can get intensity if you're looking for it, but you don't start out that way and like have to work backwards. I like this. I think I do want to put concealer. I feel like it's lightweight enough that I can layer concealer on top of it and it will still be fine. So I can see how it would normally perform, like down as a color corrector and then concealer on top, because that's normally how I would wear it. Let's go into these blushes. So these retail for $20 a piece. They are in 5 shades at the current moment. They're called the Higher Standard Cream Glow Blush Sticks. They're meant to be long wearing but hydrating. It's an irresistibly creamy blush stick that instantly brings a flush of color to the cheeks with illuminating finish. Green tea extract, watermelon seed extract, and rose hip oil. I love the description of this. The lightweight, easy to blend blush stick blesses skin with an instant pop of color and wearable luminosity. There's more to it, but that's essentially a pretty succinct summary of what else you need to know about this product. I just thought that was funny. These are so creamy inside here, you guys, that the top of this broke off. Really trying to get the camera to focus here and not on my face. You guys see that? Like the top of it just popped right out of the thing. Like it's definitely stuck on the inside of here. So mine's like short a tip. It's extremely creamy. So it kind of felt like I was gonna break it when I was trying to swatch it. Okay, is that not what I want to do? Do I not want to put it directly to my face? I may not. Let's see how this just blends out like this now that I've dotted it on my face like directly to the skin. It's blending out pretty nicely. What I was afraid of is because I did that I was now gonna pick up like the foundation underneath. And I think I managed to blend it in without picking it up. Okay, I did it. That's really nice. This is a subtle radiance, way more so than the other two, but it's pretty intensely pigmented. Just that one triangle got me all this. I like this. This one is in the shade Unfazed, which was the berry colored one. This is so duper duper creamy, you guys. I worry that this packaging just feels a little bit chintzy. Like a lot of their stuff feels chintzy. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's fully a hollow plastic. Not that it's a cheap plastic, but it's hollow. That was a better swatch that I got out of it. I've made the product a little bit more even, so it's now kind of touching the core of the product as opposed to just the 3 edges of the triangle. It's separated itself from the inside of there. When you roll it down, it looks okay. But then, like, as soon as you roll it up, you totally miss the top. It's still sticking to the inside of this component. And this one that says mauve does not look mauve. This looks like a hot ass pink to me. Of course, that could be just what the box looks like and not the actual shade itself. This almost looks red. Yeah, and then this looks like a hot pink. I don't know. This one pulled it up to, like, just the tip stays. The tip. All right, Carrie, stay on track here. Is that like the similar color? That's a pretty warm toned mauve, but how similar is that to the other? Oh, it's not. Okay. Warm burgundy mauve shade. Mauve is one of those shades where there's like always some interesting take on a mauve. I think a lot of mauves, I'm just gonna do the same thing, can come out either warm toned or cool toned. You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes they don't put it in the description of the actual product online. Like when you're looking at the shades, sometimes they don't say cool toned or warm toned. So, and sometimes by the swatches, you can't necessarily tell. Why are these looking so similar on the cheeks? I guess once you kind of blend them in, they look a little similar. This is deeper, but boy, by how much? This one's just more intense. You saw the one triangle. I've built this one up several times to get it to be as intense as the one in Unfazed. I think there's a little bit of it pulling up, but not intense. It might be better to kind of go like this and then stipple it in. That's probably kind of the way to go with these. The eye look is already intense, so we're going to take this side off and I'm going to reapply the other one. While that dries, I'm gonna go into my bronzer. I'm just gonna use the Physicians Formula Gel Bronzer. Well, it's a liquid bronzer, but it's basically like gel. Just kind of do the forehead. I'm going to skip doing the cheeks because we're just doing the blush on the cheeks. I have been loving this particular product. I find it very, very easy to blend in and give me a little bit of a juicy glow without any lines. Simple, it's not too warm, you barely need any product. You can sheer it out, but you can also build it up. I'm in love with this thing. Going into the LYS Triple Fix Serum Concealer, and I'm gonna try and just like avoid this blush a little bit here. I am going to powder with my Dior Backstage Powder No Powder, at least under the under eyes and T-zone. I'm gonna skip the LYS blush though. Just everywhere I don't already have something, but I like the radiance of this blush. I don't wanna take it away. All right, that's good. I have to say I love the finish of the LYS. I really like the way that it looks on the cheeks, but the packaging for me makes it a little bit inconvenient. This one I worked harder at than the other two blushes that we tried on. Then I'm going into my M Cosmetics highlighter now. Sunscape highlighter in Clarity. I've been keeping this up here on the desk. Like, I love this highlighter. I don't get enough use out of it. I don't get enough use out of a lot of my makeup, let's just be honest. This one is absolutely stunning. Melts into the skin. Emphasizes quite a bit of texture. That's because I have it. Love it. Let's move on into this mascara. This is the most interesting thing that I have ever seen right now. It has 3 stars out of 13 reviews on Sephora, so we're definitely gonna look into that. It retails for $26. It's supposed to be long wearing and curling. It says it's a lengthening and lifting mascara that sculpts and separates lashes with a unique curved comb-like applicator. It's supposed to give you a lifted, lengthened lash for an all-day lift hold. It's supposed to be non-transfer, and it's supposed to be pigmented. It contains a duo of waxes that are also in our brow sculpt, helping to sculpt and set the lash. The unique curved comb-like applicator targets each lash to separate and lengthen, creating a high-impact finish. I need to read the reviews, so let's go look. Someone said, wanted to love, 1 star. Okay, so I love the idea of this wand, and when I used it for the first time, I loved it. However, the wand shape makes it extremely hard to put the wand back in the tube. I was extremely careful and immediately broke. So disappointing. Someone else said, this wand is difficult to use and the formula transferred. Someone else says, save your money, get the Maybelline version. I got this product to review and immediately liked the brush because it reminds me of my favorite Maybelline one, Push Up Angel. Never heard of it. Save your money and get that one. It's so much better. Someone said the idea is great, but I think the wand is too big for my eyes. Someone else says packaging sucks. Someone else says consider your eye shape before purchasing. Someone else says not for everyone. And then new fave. And then someone's like, meh, not great in my opinion. So I'm just kind of like reading the titles of those. Really interesting. I will formulate my own opinion on it, you guys. You know, sometimes there's like videos on how to apply these on Sephora. Yes, okay. Let's see if there's something here. Interesting. Consider your eye shape before buying. All right. Oh, I'm nervous about this. I just don't even know like how, like why did they make this? I kind of wonder. Will it be fabulous or will it be just awful? Like, okay, go like this. Okay, none of us are prepared for this. None of us are prepared for this. It does make it difficult to go back in. Make sure you're lining up the tip of it like inside. So watch yourself put the wand in and then push down. Otherwise, if you're like just doing it without looking, it's probably not gonna work. Okay, this is, I don't see how this is gonna come out intense because there's not enough wand to hold the product. I think this is meant more for curling. I just don't know that this wand is enough for life. How am I supposed to get my little baby hairs out here with the little tippy thing here? Putting it back in, it's like not fast because you gotta watch what you're doing. Okay, my lashes are like clumping together at this point. Like this is one of those formulas that's not super buildable, but I'm actually getting more intense pigment out of this than I thought I was going to. That's not bad. I have to get really close sometimes. Yeah, I think it's giving me more intensity than I initially thought, but they want to clump together. My first impression is that it's like an even coat of pigment, where sometimes my mascaras are so pigmented I will miss a spot and you can really tell, it's very noticeable that it's missing pigment in certain areas because it's just so intense, where I feel like this one genuinely lays the pigment evenly across the entire lash. I think it curls so good Oh, darn it. I didn't think about the left side. If you're right-handed and or left-handed and you're going to your right eye, or right-handed and going to your left eye, it's not so easy. Damn it. Shit. How am I supposed to get this? It's a really tacky formula. It really like grips the lashes. Honestly, more product goes on this little wand than you think would. It takes way too long. I can't do this. My patience is already expired. What a shame. I actually like this formula for curling. This was so weird. Who thought that this was a good idea? And even people were saying that like it's like the Maybelline Angel. I don't know what the hell that mascara is, but if that's a popular wand, why? Oh, you guys, I don't know if I can ever use this again. This will take me 45 years to apply my freaking mascara. My back hurts. That sucked. That sucked. It's not that I don't like the way that it looks, but holy smokes, how much time do you have to dedicate to put that on? Is what I want to know. It's so pretty. It's kind of a shame that the wand is just more gimmicky than helpful. All right, let's go into this matte lipstick from Merit. It's called the Signature Lip Lightweight Matte Lipstick. It already has so many reviews. Why 509? Wow, a lot of people must have picked this up. 6 different shades. I have mine in the shade Mason. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And it's described as a mauve shade. It's supposed to be a lightweight soft matte lipstick that has a non-drying formula for buildable color that feels like nothing on the lips. These do retail for $26 a piece. This looks like a fairly warm toned mauve shade. A little piece just came off. It's not defining my lip lines, but it feels non-drying. Their signature lip in like the satin kind of sheer formula is one of my favorites in the shade Baby. I love the packaging of this too. Like, I just enjoy it aesthetically. I think it's very pleasing. I think it's very pretty, but it does emphasize my lip lines. It's almost one, I would want to wear something on top of this. I just don't feel like this is something that I would want to leave on its own. I think this video is definitely going to be on the longer side. If it isn't, it's because I edit it like crazy, but I have been up here filming for some time. I always love to hear from you guys in the comments below about this stuff, what you thought of it. Anyway, I'm out of here and I hope to catch y'all in my next video. Bye guys.